Jaguars Happy Hour is brought to you by Heritage of North Florida. And now, starring in Bad Guys 2, reprising his role as Zippy the Wonder Sloth, J.P. Shadrick.
Can't hit them all. Welcome in. It's Jaguars Happy Hour, presented by Heritage of North Florida, Jacksonville's premier roofing and remodeling company. On this Thursday afternoon, busy show ahead. Training camp week 2 is here. The scrimmage coming up tomorrow night. Full pads review. We'll see what Jeff Lageman thought about the first 2 days in full pads, Monday and Tuesday. As we said, the mock game and scrimmage tomorrow night inside the stadium. Free admission. We'll have the details on that. And then at 5 o'clock, the Liam Coen Show on the Jaguars Radio Network. You'll hear it right here. No Liam Coen until the regular season. But yet again, James Gladstone and Tony Boselli scheduled to be in studio with us live. That's in an hour's time from right now. We're on 1010XL, 92.5 FM, Jaguars.com, Jaguars YouTube. JP Shadrick with Jaguars analyst Jeff Lageman.
Are we taking bets as to what time that Boselli and Gladstone will arrive today?
Gambling is illegal at Bushwood, sir.
Well, just friendly bets. We're not talking about money bets.
Well, they were about a minute early last week?
Yeah, it was about 3 or 4 minutes
3?
early. Yeah,
No.
It was Coughlin time.
No chance.
No, it was Coughlin time. It definitely was Coughlin time.
But we'll see what happens.
I'd anticipate maybe even being a little bit late today.
You think so?
Yeah, they got a little comfortable, last week.
You got to keep them. You got to keep them going.
Yeah. Now I'm looking forward to having them on. It was awesome to have them on last week, and I appreciate their viewpoint. And the great thing is that there has been 2 padded practices to talk about today with those guys.
Yeah.
Because last week I asked them the question, "What are you guys looking forward to watching?" And they said everything, and everybody. Because I was kind of asking them for a couple guys in particular, and I think they were both pretty much adamant that they wanted to see everything in pads. Well, you've got 2 days to look at. Today they were in spiders after a day off yesterday. Tomorrow, full pads in scrimmage.
Yeah.
And it's going to be fun to watch. For the people that are coming, you're going to actually have a great opportunity to see this football team in as close to game action as you can get without live tackling.
It's free. We'll have all the info on how to get in and all that coming up in just a little bit. So the first 2 pads days were Monday and Tuesday, Logs.
And they were hot. Man, it was hot.
It was warm, yeah.
I think Monday and Tuesday, the practices are in the morning, but, typically in the morning, humidity is really high. The temperature is not quite as high. But there's the doldrums of the morning summertime in Jacksonville. And for people that don't know, for the fishermen, they know. First in the morning, it's kind of cooler. And then you hit this period that's kind of between that 10, 11:30 window where there's very little to no breeze whatsoever. The humidity is still high and starting to come down a little bit. But then the heat is creeping up, and it's flat out miserable. And they're practicing in that thing.
And they're off the field by 10:30, 10:45, but it's still, by the end of practice, it is toasty.
Did you see the icebox thing that they have on the other side of the field?
There's some rented trailer kind of thing with the air conditioning.
Yeah, they leased it.
Yeah.
Okay, and we'll talk about this with Tony and James, but I got the skinny on that thing. So folks, if you came to practice to the Miller Electric Center and we're sitting in the stands, you're looking straight down the field, and across the field is the inside facility, the AstroTurf facility. To your left, on the sidelines of Field 2, there's this. It looks like a single wide trailer. I mean, that's probably the best way to describe it.
Almost like a mini shipping container, almost.
Kind of, yeah, a single wide trailer shipping container, whatever you want to call it, but. It's like an ice box. The temperature in there is between 36 and 38 degrees. And so immediately after practice, or if a player overheats during practice and it's a concern, they can get the body, the core temperature, cooled down quickly by taking the player into the ice box. And the players are loving it. After practice, they're all going over there. If they're not doing anything extra, they're all going over there and sitting in there because you've had that feeling before, and so has everybody in Jacksonville, right? You're outside, you're working, and then you're sweating, and then all of a sudden you go in, you take a shower, but you're still sweating. Mm-hmm. Well, go sit in the ice box for 10, 15 minutes. you come out of it wanting yearning for some heat. And then that core temperature comes down, and it helps them recover as well.
What stands out the most between the lines of the first two?
The physical aspect. The first practice, which was Monday, I thought the offensive line did a really good job. I thought that they controlled the tempo in practice. And then Tuesday's practice, I thought the defense matched it and equaled the physicality that happened in the first practice. And that was impressive because you don't want to see a one-sided practice whatsoever. But, I mean, it was very encouraging to me to watch that first practice and to watch the offensive line. And one of the guys that just really stood out to me in those 2 days of pad was Fred Johnson. He is a mammoth man. I mean, he is – what do they list him at?
So Fred Johnson brought in free agency, 6'7", 326.
The only guy I think that would maybe make him look small in the league is Jordan Mailata.
Right.
That's the only guy. I mean, everybody else would be considered small around Fred Johnson.
Beyond his size, why did he stand out to you?
Because he was mauling guys in the run game. And I'm talking mauling guys. I'm talking driving them from JP where you are 6-7 yards to the other side of the ball. I mean, it was impressive. So I like that aspect. I liked the physical part of it. I liked the physical contact that they had. And it got a little bit pushy on Tuesday, as you were me and you were talking about when things are going to get maybe a little extra conditioning there, after the snap. Yeah. And I said probably Tuesday, and sure enough, on Tuesday you had a little bit, but it was never out of control.
I think that's the key point that Liam Coen will like. That okay, yeah, you like the intensity, but police yourselves. We're not hurting the team.
Yep.
You might have a gentleman's disagreement. Handle it. Move on.
Yeah, I think the first kind of physical, and it wasn't really an altercation. It was just a confrontation. Was between LaQuint Allen and Foye Oluokun.
Yeah, LaQuint Allen, by the way, rookie running back. Foye Oluokun's not a rookie. He's been around the league for a minute.
He's not.
No.
And it was great. I mean, it wasn't that they didn't throw any blows or anything like that, but it was a very serious confrontation, a little bit of pushing, and you like seeing that when you have a rookie, because I mean sometimes rookies. As a veteran guy, you go after rookies and you give them a little extra because, you think you're going to teach them a lesson. And then all of a sudden you realize as a veteran player that this rookie's not going to take any crap and that he's going to stand his ground. And you got to maybe push him a little bit, stand your ground a little bit, try to claim your ground a little bit. But you always like it inside when that rookie he's not bowing to you.
Yeah.
You like it.
Yeah.
I like that. I like 36 now.
Yeah, we'll get to the running backs here in a little bit. I mean, there's a lot to like about that group so far. It really is. All five of them.
The whole group. I think that the level of – and we haven't played a game yet. Okay, so let's give ourselves a little bit of a speeding ticket
Tap
here.
the brakes.
Okay. But I like what I've seen from that group because it's a group that has competition. And when you get competition, you're fighting for your job. I mean, you're fighting for your share of the pie. And so that position group, as well as the defensive back group, which we talked about last week as being competitive, I think you can see the improvement in those groups and the commitment that they have in practice, play in and play out, just because of the competitive nature of those positions.
Yeah, let's stick with them while we're already talking about it. Bigsby and Etienne, of course, the veteran players at the running back spot, and then the three rookies. Bashal Tutin was back on the field today, coming off a hamstring issue, was working his way back in today. Rookie out of Virginia Tech. LaQuint Allen Jr., you're talking about from Syracuse. And then Jaquindon Jackson at 6'2", 233 out of Arkansas.
Man. Where's number 38 for people that are going to be at the scrimmage and then also watching him in the preseason? And I think a lot of people look at him as an afterthought or maybe thought he was, who's that guy? He's just a camp body. Big, physical, strong.
May not have top-end speed, but, boy, when he gets ahead of steam.
He's not as fast as 33 or 1, but
I'm not going to stand in front of him.
But, I mean, was Christian Okoye a fast guy? No. but he ran a lot of people over and was really physical.
Sure.
By the way, he was a mammoth running back.
He was.
He was giant.
So
giant.
You're not going to keep 5 running backs.
I don't know. I mean, well, you can with practice squad.
Right. I'm talking about active roster.
Sure. I mean, you would expect 4 on active roster.
4.
Yeah. Are you surprised at that?
Yeah, I am a little bit.
You were thinking 3? No. Here's the thing I will say. If you have talent at a position, you keep talent. If you have a position that is maybe not quite as talented, you don't keep a number just to keep a number. Mm-hmm. You keep good players, in my opinion. So I think that running back room's got talent. And I think 4 is the number there. Okay. And 5 could be on the practice squad.
Interesting. PRI Productions, the official event production company of the Jags, has everything you need to bring your next idea to life. Visit PRIProductions.com. It's Jaguars Happy Hour. We're on 1010XL, 92.5 FM, Jaguars.com, and Jaguars YouTube, JP Shadrick with Jeff Lageman. It is our weekly Travis Hunter update. He could see some time on both sides in the scrimmage tomorrow night. Liam Coen was saying that in one of his later press availabilities earlier this week. But earlier in training camp, Travis Hunter met with the media, was asked his thoughts on being a groundbreaker of sorts playing on both sides, and much more.
I mean, I just hope they go out there and just continue to do what they need to do. I mean, I'm not going to say I'm the groundbreaker because there's a lot of people before me that have done it. I just did it to a certain extent that nobody else did it.
What's the hardest part of doing that people don't know about?
Just the work that you put in, and when they try to criticize it, it's like, I'm already doing all this extra work. You're going to keep telling me I can't do the same thing that I've been doing and showing you. So it's just that a lot of people just keep downplaying this, but I'm going to just be quiet and just go to work.
But that doesn't annoy you when you keep hearing all the doubters at all?
No, it actually makes me smile because they don't know what to say, so they're just going to keep hating.
Yeah, haters going to hate. That's Travis Hunter, of course. Mike DeRocco with the questions from ESPN there. That's nearly a week ago now when Travis Hunter met the media. So he's been alternating 2 days on defense, 2 days on offense, was back on defense today, was working with offensive coaches during special teams. That's been the case flip-flopping days. Nothing really slows down for Hunter. I think that the plan's still in play. Let's see what happens tomorrow night at the scrimmage.
Yeah, I think we're going to see him on both sides, and I don't know that from any information being told to me, but I would expect it. I mean, because if you're going to get your team and your players ready for games, you try to simulate what's going to happen in a game, and if he's going to play both ways, then why not do that in the scrimmage? I think that's part of the evolution or the development of him into that role full time. And Travis is right that it's been done before and that people have played both sides of the ball. But I mean, nobody's done it in modern day.
Well, I mean, Dion did it a few games here or there, right?
Well,
with the Cowboys.
I think you got to go back to some of the old timers to say that anybody went truly both ways
on a regular basis. There have been some spot moments, and a few players here or there, having to fill in on defense a game or two. That's it. I mean, this is not an everyday basis like this.
No, in fact, the Ravens have a guy that's played both sides of the ball, the fullback / defensive tackle / special teamer. I'm trying to remember.
Ricard?
Yeah, Patrick Ricard. So I mean, he could probably be looked at as a groundbreaker of some kind, but I mean, nobody's done it in a nearly a full-time role in the modern era.
Travis Hunter today was playing defense and had 2 pass deflections at the end of practice today.
I thought that the first week you could kind of tell because, look, young players are all the same, and he's still a young player, even though he's incredibly gifted, Heisman Trophy winner and all that. There's still a process that he's got to go through. And the first week of camp, you could kind of tell that he wasn't as sure of himself, so some of the, I guess you could say, splash plays weren't quite there because he was it seemed to be a little hesitant. Unsure, maybe, another word to describe it. This week, you can see a different player. You start to see the athleticism just taking over, the speed taking over, and that's good to see, and that's part of the progression. The one thing about Travis Hunter, and I did not know this, can you tell me, this is a little trivia question for you, how fast did Travis Hunter run the 40-yard dash time in?
I don't think anybody timed him ever. I don't think he ever ran it.
Nobody has a time. I didn't know this.
I don't think so. Because he never really did a combine. I'm guessing he probably didn't have to do it going into college or either college or whatever.
Nobody's got a time on him.
That's just as fast as he needs to go, I guess.
But
right?
you watch him and you go, he's fast as he needs to
be. That's what Dion used to say. I don't really know my top end. I just go faster than the last guy.
But it's a pretty cool little tidbit of information that there are no 40-yard dash times with Travis Hunter. He's just never been put to a clock that I know of, and maybe I'm wrong, but the pro people evaluating Travis Hunter, they don't have a time on him. But if you watch him play football, I wouldn't want a time. I don't need a time.
Which is what James Gladstone told us last week. Every evaluation for him is more about the game.
The tape, watching the tape.
Not the 40 time in a straight line and underwear.
No, I know, but I mean, it's just it's interesting to me that you've got a guy, and it was kind of interesting watching a practice. I was either BTJ or Basel Tootin or somebody, and you watch him, and all of a sudden he's like closing the gap on those two guys, and 7 and 33 can fly. I mean, those guys are legit 4.3s, right? 4.4s, right in that range, and
Tootin is sure,
and 12 is like,
love that,
love it.
We'll see what he has in mind, or what they have in mind for him tomorrow night at the Scrimmage, and that'll be fun to see, certainly, to get the Jags in the stadium as a whole, certainly on the Travis Hunter front. We're back in a moment. We'll talk and get into the defense logs, and after the pads the first 2 days, and what you've seen in one-on-one pass rush. That's all coming up. Get ready for the Jags 5K Sports Complex Challenge. It is Saturday, August 23rd. You'll race through Jacksonville, finish strong at ViStar Ballpark. That's the old baseball grounds. And see your victory moment live on the big screen there. And you can score up to 6 Jaguars home game tickets at a special low rate. Register at 904-633-2000 or email ticketing at jaguars.com. This is Jaguars Happy Hour.
This is Jaguar Hall of Famer Tony Boselli telling you about Heritage of North Florida, Jacksonville's premier roofing and home remodeling company. With over 25 years of trusted experience, Heritage of North Florida has built a reputation for quality, reliability, and craftsmanship. Whether you need a new roof or updating your kitchen or bathroom, trust the pros at Heritage of North Florida to create the perfect place to call home. Mention Jaguars to get $1,500 off your next roof or kitchen remodel when you go to heritagenfl.com. Go Jags.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford Groom.
Sam, 30 seconds on the clock. The Ford Summer Sales Event.
Great time to buy.
Correct. What do we have amazing deals on this summer?
Ford trucks and SUVs.
Is Ford America's all-time best-selling auto brand?
Let me think. Yeah, it is.
3 for 3.
What do I win?
You get to work at the Ford Summer Sales Event.
Amazing. I think I was going to do that anyway.
You betcha.
Based on Automotive News Almanac historical data and industry-reported sales data from 1909 through 2024 CY.
It's game time, Jaguars fans. This season, feed your fandom with the Jaguars sub from Publix, the official supermarket of your Jacksonville Jaguars. Sink your teeth into crispy chicken tenders, boar's head bacon, melted cheddar, sweet coleslaw, and smoky barbecue mayo, all stacked on a fresh white roll. Taste the hype only at Jacksonville Publix locations. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Are you ready to love how you feel, look, and live in every season? At Elace, we offer more than just luxury med spa treatments. We provide a serene, judgment-free space where you can reconnect with the best version of you. Whether you want to refresh your natural look with Botox or Dysport, pamper yourself with a relaxing hydrofacial, or rejuvenate your complexion with laser resurfacing, our expert team in Jacksonville is here to tailor treatments to your needs. Visit Elace.com today and start your journey to loving yourself.
Hey Jags fans, stop dreaming of creating your game day fan cave and build the Jaguars den of your dreams with ZipChair. When it comes to maximum comfort, ZipChair.com is the only place for officially licensed Jaguars recliners, sofas, bar stools, office and gaming chairs, all featuring high-quality embroidered Jags logos. Crack open a few cold ones in the comfort of a ZipChair and make your home the place to be on game day. Head over to ZipChair.com and save 20% today. Use code JagsRadio at checkout. ZipChair.com, furniture for fans.
Frank Frangie here. When you want barbecue in Jacksonville, you want Bono's Pit Barbecue. You can find Bono's locations all around town and on game day at Everbank Stadium because Bono's is the official barbecue of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Over 70 years of authentic Southern Pit Barbecue. We are the local barbecue joint in BBQval for generations of people in Jacksonville. Go to bonosbarbq.com to learn more or call 904-880-8310 today. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
That's a lot of opportunity for me, getting eyes back to the ball. Kind of what I grew up in a little bit in my first 3 years in Atlanta, where I felt like more of a playmaker and stuff. I had some good years there. Trusting what my boys now know what to do, so I can really trust my breaks on the ball, go get the ball. Even when a running back has the ball, being able to punch it back because I know where the help tackle is coming from, the vice tackles and stuff. And then when we're running other defenses that's not that old Pete Carroll type defense, understanding that my safeties know what they're doing, where they're running in the run fits and stuff, understanding when I can play low, when I have to carry high. It's really cool for me. I like it.
That is Foye Oluokun, Jaguars linebacker, earlier this week. Welcome back. It is Jaguars Happy Hour. And join us tomorrow night for the Jaguars Scrimmage inside Everbank Stadium. Free parking in lots B, C, D, E, J, and S, as well as tailgaters. That starts at 4 o'clock when you can start parking. Gates open at 5 o'clock. Scrimmage starts at 7 o'clock. Register for free admission at jaguars.com/training camp.
Let me just kind of jump in there on the schedule. Imagine a regular season game. Team goes out early. The specialists go out. Guys are getting loose. Guys are getting ready. They come out in different groups. Essentially, the same thing is going to be happening for the scrimmage. They're trying to make it as game-like as possible. So there will be players actually on the field. The specialists at about 5:30. Doing their thing or whatever, and then you'll have returners out there around 6 o'clock. So a lot of people are sitting there, well, I don't need to be there till 7. Well, I mean, there's going to be some guys on the field, at 5:30, 5:45. It's not going to be all the team, but just be aware of that. And then the actual plays, I think, are going to be starting around 7.
But they'll do like a normal pregame warm-up, right? Each position group together. So all that's out there if
just
you want to see
like a real game.
That's probably what, 6:30, 6:30, somewhere in there?
I kind of got a little schedule here, so you're talking about 6:10, 6:15, okay. And then you go off the field at 6:30, and then you go to the locker room just like you would for a game.
I think they'll come back out
you
for the
anthem. You go back in, and then, you rest for a little bit, and then you come back out, and it's kind of game time.
And I think they'll do the anthem, the whole deal tomorrow.
That's right. So, anthem, cool, be a cool setup.
Yeah, I love that. Foye Oluokun there.
Love him.
Seems chipper about this defense and his role in it.
When we're talking about stamina with Travis Hunter and his ability to just run forever and seems like he never gets tired. I've said this for the last couple of years that the greatest player that I've ever seen from a stamina standpoint is Foye Oluokun. You go back to that New Orleans game a couple of years ago, and how many snaps? It was like 90 snaps that he played. I mean, and you look at snap 90 and snap 1 and 2 were the same. It was incredible. But I talked to Foye last week, and we went back to last year a little bit, which was a disappointing year for him, I think, for a lot of reasons. One, he moved positions, which they never should have moved him, and that's me talking there. And he had some injuries to deal with. He had, core injury, he had a wrist injury, I think a foot issue. So all of those things kind of piled up on top of a rough season and a defense that wasn't very good. And now he's back home. And a lot of people say, well, what is home? Well, home is the Mike linebacker position, and that's the position that he has excelled at for the Jaguars. He's been a top 2 or 3 leading tackler in the National Football League. And then why they moved him last year to the Will position and moved Devin Lloyd to the Mike position, I never understood. You don't take a really good player, and change his position. You just don't do that. Well, that's what they did last year. He's back home now. He really likes the defense. He really likes the culture that they're establishing here. So it was great talking with him, and he's in a really good place.
You mentioned that game. It was 2 seasons ago, 2023, against the Saints. And you're right. He played 90 snaps, every snap on defense, and 6 on special teams in that game. 96
How do you do that?
Ask Travis Hunter. He'll tell you.
Well, yeah, I guess, and you know,
Right?
I've been telling you for a while that they have guys that were in the Tour de France that got busted for trying to, have this recovery and the endurance and all of that, and Travis Hunter's just got it naturally.
Certainly does. We're on 1010XL, 92.5 FM. It's Jaguars Happy Hour. JP Shadrick with Jeff Lageman. Staying on defense. When the pads go on, that's when one-on-ones begin.
Love it.
Wide receivers and DBs, linebackers and safeties against running backs and tight ends.
And real quick, just let me jump in there because, when you talk about one-on-ones, the offensive and defensive lineman is like pass rush, right?
Yes, that's where I was going.
Okay, but then the linebackers and the backs, there's kind of one-on-ones. There's two different faces to that or phases. So the linebackers and the running backs, the linebackers have to cover the running backs in one-on-one as the running back as a receiver, right, in the passing game. But then they also do blitz pickup one-on-one.
Yes, they do.
And so the running back has to block the linebacker as if the linebacker is blitzing. So it's a cool drill and one that they get a lot of reps for the running backs and the linebackers, and it can become extremely physical.
Offensive line versus defensive line one-on-ones, though, are really a big piece of the show in padded practices and training camp. And they're doing two different drills at the same time. A lot of times it's just the whole offensive line against the whole defensive line, one-on-one, not as many reps. But now they're splitting them up. Two different sets of offensive line versus defensive line.
Right, so you're essentially running the same exact drill in two different places so everybody can get a lot of reps. And I love it. I've never seen that done before where they split it up like that. I think it's exceptional because a lot of times if you just did one drill on one field, then you have a lot of guys that are third teamers or fourth teamers or in some cases fifth teamers that don't get any reps. Yeah. And so by running and separating into two completely different sets of groups, then everybody gets a rep. And it's been good to watch. Look, offensive line has won at times. The defensive line has won at times. And some of the same old standout guys still look good. Josh looks good. Yeah. Trayvon looks good. Anton's look good at times. So I like what I'm seeing out of that drill because I think it's a highly competitive drill. If you were to sit there and look at pass rush in a team setting, it's more intense than a one-on-one drill.
How's Emmanuel Ogbah look? 10th year.
Good. I mean, look, I like him. Let me just add in Fred Smoot, okay? Because Smoot's a veteran guy, just like Ogbah.
Oh, DeJuan Smoot.
Yeah,
you
Smoot.
said Fred Smoot.
Fred.
It's the old defensive back.
Yeah, that's old DB. But Smoot, okay, I like him as well, and he's going to give them the ability to rush inside and outside, but a veteran guy.
We've listed all these names, all these veteran names. What about Eric Armstead?
I don't think he's taken a snap in one-on-one yet.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't seen it. If he's done one, I don't think he's taken many reps at all. I know that they said something about that they're working him back. I mean, they don't have to talk about injuries. Is he injured? I don't know.
He's not on a list that Coach Coen has put out lately. So,
yeah, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I can tell you this though. I want to see him out there. When you're you can't sit there and look at what you've done in the past. You've got a new staff. You've got a new culture. You've got a new team. You need to be a part of that, And so I don't know why he's not doing the one-on-ones or is there a medical issue? I don't know.
How about some other names? Obviously, Mason Smith hasn't had much. He's been on PUP, so he's out right now off the side.
Yeah, he hasn't been practicing. I don't know what's going on with him. The only thing I could tell you is that he's wearing a sleeve on a calf.
Yeah, his right leg. Yeah.
So, or I don't know, calf leg. Looks like calf. I don't know what's going on with him, but
how about Jordan Jefferson?
You remember last year? Yeah. I said I thought he was the best pass rusher in camp, which he was.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to see him get back, but whatever it is, I'm sure they're being smart about it to get him back. Jordan Jefferson has just been kind of okay. Hasn't really he hasn't wowed me yet. I liked how strong he was last year. He needs to do more.
How about Devon Hamilton? Josh Tynes the other day called him the best nose tackle in football. Are you seeing that yet?
I wouldn't go there. I think
he's
he can be good, But, it's been a number of years since he's played at the level that you would say that he's in the conversation as one of the top nose tackles in football. Now, he had a significant injury, okay, which a lot of people don't know the whole story on that. I mean, he had a back injury that was a major concern, and then worked his way back, and then when he got back for the first time, it wasn't the same old Devon Hamilton, even though a lot of people wanted to say that, he was back. He wasn't back, not the Devon I watched before. So this year's another opportunity for him to get back on that level, and I hope he can get there because he's a good guy, number one, and he's a giant human being.
Yeah.
And when he's on his game, he changes the way offenses can do business in the middle.
He's talked about it publicly, the spinal abscess that he had, which, a lot of people don't come back and walk again. And
he was very fortunate in that he had a doctor who was what I would call a Hall of Famer, because this doctor drilled it. He found it. Whereas a lot of doctors would have went, I don't know what it is. This doctor went right there and discovered exactly what it was so they could do something about it.
Wow.
Which he's very fortunate to have had that.
From the backyard to the beaches, the Ford F-150 with available Pro Power onboard gives you the power of a mobile generator. Ford, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. See your local Ford dealer today. Coming up at 5 o'clock, we'll have the Liam Coen Show. No head coach today, but we'll have James Gladstone and Tony Boselli in studio live. That's at 5 o'clock, about 30 minutes from right now. 1010XL, 92.5 FM, Jaguars.com, and Jaguars YouTube. This is Jaguars Happy Hour.
This is Jaguar Hall of Famer Tony Boselli telling you about Heritage of North Florida, Jacksonville's premier roofing and home remodeling company. With over 25 years of trusted experience, Heritage of North Florida has built a reputation for quality, reliability, and craftsmanship. Whether you need a new roof or updating your kitchen or bathroom, trust the pros at Heritage of North Florida to create the perfect place to call home. Mention Jaguars to get $1,500 off your next roof or kitchen remodel when you go to heritagenfl.com. Go Jags.
Is your organization ready to tackle its toughest challenges? For 3 decades, CSI Companies, based in Jacksonville, has been the trusted workforce partner for leading healthcare and technology providers nationwide. Whether finding the right talent for a specific job, advising on a strategic project, or offering seamless managed services, they tailor every solution to fit your needs. CSI brings trusted expertise and a people-first approach to your organization. Get the job done right. Together, we go further. Learn more at CSICompanies.com.
What's Here is a place that generations have trusted to help their kids grow up healthy and strong. What's Here are caregivers with knowledge and expertise rivaling any children's hospital in the world. What's Here is the only Level 1 pediatric trauma center in our region. What's Here is Wolfson Children's Hospital, with the technology, research, and dedication to save and change countless young lives. Wolfson Children's, always here. Visit wolfsonchildrens.com.
Are you ready to love how you feel, look, and live in every season? At Elace, we offer more than just luxury med spa treatments. We provide a serene, judgment-free space where you can reconnect with the best version of you. Whether you want to refresh your natural look with Botox or Dysport, pamper yourself with a relaxing hydrofacial, or rejuvenate your complexion with laser resurfacing, our expert team in Jacksonville is here to tailor treatments to your needs. Visit Elace.com today and start your journey to loving yourself.
The Jaguars bring performance, strength, and passion to every play. And you'll find the same when you bank with EverBank. Open an EverBank Performance Savings account and score serious savings. See what you could earn at everbank.com/Jaguars. EverBank, advantage you. Member FDIC and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Frank Frangie here. When you want barbecue in Jacksonville, you want Bono's Pit Barbecue. You can find Bono's locations all around town and on game day at Everbank Stadium because Bono's is the official barbecue of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Over 70 years of authentic Southern Pit Barbecue. We are the local barbecue joint in BBQval for generations of people in Jacksonville. Go to bonosbarbecue.com to learn more or call 904-880-8310 today. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Definitely for the first few, I've been very pleased with Anton, and we've mentioned that to him, and I asked him the other day in the hall. I said, hey, is this going to be every day? Is this how it's going to be every single day? And he was very adamantly yes, and so and that's what we have seen. So for him to take a step in the right direction, in our eyes for sure, I think is only going to help us moving forward because he's so talented. And when he plays locked in, he plays with great effort, and he strains through the echo of the whistle, good things typically happen.
That's Jags head coach Liam Coen earlier this week when asked about Anton Harrison, Jaguars right tackle. And welcome back, JP Shadrick with Jeff Lageman. It's Jaguars Happy Hour. We're at the Hyundai Studios inside the Miller Electric Center. A hive of activity this week with pads on earlier this week. Scrimmage coming up tomorrow night. We're on 1010XL 92.5 FM. And, we mentioned the defensive part of one-on-ones on the defensive and offensive line. But, hey, Anton Harrison now has been around for a couple of years, going into season number 3. I think it's fair to say most observers saw his play last season as inconsistent. Would that be fair?
I think that's being nice.
Okay.
I thought it was poor. And when I say poor, because he has a wealth of talent. I mean, a wealth of talent. His first year, I thought, was a really good year. Really good year. And he had a really good year when he had a shoulder issue, but played through it the whole year. And then last year, for whatever reason, took a step back. And I'm talking a big step back, not a little step back. Or not staying the same. I'm talking he took a big step back. Didn't finish plays. Very lackadaisical, I thought, in his effort. Performance wasn't anywhere near where it should have been. He might have graded out as the worst offensive lineman for a lot of the games. And that was extremely disappointing, just because I believe that Anton Harrison has, again, a ton of talent. His OTA stuff was less than inspiring. And this year, so far in camp, he's been fantastic. I actually had a conversation with him the other day, and I said, man, you've been great. Keep it up. Keep doing it. Keep doing it, because that's the challenge of being a pro, is doing it. As an individual, you're going to benefit. The team's going to benefit. Everybody benefits. And you know what? Here's the reality. If you want to be selfish about it, you're going to get paid. If you're good,
Absolutely.
You're going to make a lot of money.
No doubt about it.
So what motivates you? Whatever motivates you, find it and be good, because he can be really good. I'm talking he can be really good. I really thought that he could have been an option to move to left tackle for this organization at some point, just because that's what he did in college. That's the kind of talent he has. Mm-hmm. And with the talent that he has, he could be the next best tackle, right tackle in football, next to Lane Johnson in Philly, because ain't nobody going to be better than him. He's the best. Plain and simple. He's the best. So I look forward to seeing him be consistent. That's the challenge with Anton. And again, we haven't played any games yet.
Right. We've had 2 padded practices.
Okay, so let's not get a speeding ticket here.
How about on the other side, Walker Little?
I thought he's been okay. He's in pass pro struggled a little bit. He's got to kind of get cleaned up a little bit there. Practice, though, in the team stuff, he's been good. He's gotten some really good movement in the run game, which is good to see. Ezra Cleveland and him are really doing a good job on that left side in the run game. Ezra, I think, is having a really good camp, and a lot of people aren't even talking about him.
No, they aren't.
They aren't. They should be, because he's having as good a camp as any offensive lineman. Hainsey's been the nice addition, and he's been the sexy topic. The reality is that Ezra Cleveland and Anton Harrison might be the 2 best performing offensive linemen in camp so far.
Okay.
But nobody's talking about Ezra.
Right.
Everybody's talking about about Anton because he wasn't good last year, and didn't look great in the offseason yet.
And let's be honest, tackles of the offensive line positions, the sexier the positions,
Absolutely.
right? You're outside,
Well, yeah.
you got pass rushers. Nobody loves a guard. I mean, come on.
Well, wait a minute.
Guards will tell you
I
that.
love guards.
I love guards, too. They're great. But, I mean,
I'm an Ezra Cleveland fan, always have been, because I think he plays with a little more than a little bit he plays with a lot of edge. I like it. He finishes, and that's the other thing for Anton that he needs to learn how to do, which Liam talked about, the echo of the whistle. I don't think he was walking back to the huddle on the echo of the whistle last year every time. I mean, it wasn't good enough. Ezra Cleveland, I like what I've seen so far out of him. And look, Milam, Wyatt Milam, the draft pick out of West Virginia, who was a tackle, and they've been working him at left guard. He's got an uphill battle to get that job. I can tell you that. He's got a long way to go. And by the way, he's looked good. Physical in the run game. Physical. Extremely physical in the run game. He's a guy that, when you start talking about, and I'm going to go there, and I probably shouldn't go there, but I'm going to go there.
Okay, I don't know where we're going.
You remember the term onboarding?
Onboarding?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me what you know about the word onboarding.
Well, it's when somebody is into your organization and you have to get them acquainted with everything involved.
Get them up to speed, develop them, all that kind of thing.
How to log into the computer.
And
the whole thing.
And so from a player standpoint, we heard over the last couple of years, we need to do a better job of onboarding and getting the young players up to speed and develop them, all that, we heard from the last regime.
We did, yes.
But you know what the best way to improve the onboarding process is?
How's that? What?
Is to get a daggone better player to begin with. Okay? Just saying. And some of these draft picks that we're seeing, okay, their onboarding process is going really well. Oh, darn. Maybe it's just let's get better players. It makes the onboarding process go better. Just saying. I think I've been holding that one for a while.
I think you have. Yeah, I'm glad you're letting it all out. I mean, there's not many left.
I like Wyatt Milam, though. He is physical. He knows the echo of the whistle. He knows it well. He might finish to the echo of the whistle more than anybody. And not dirty, not enough to make guys angry on the defensive side of the ball, but physical, echo the whistle, consistent effort, and he's got size. I like him.
One position we haven't really talked about at all?
Quarterback?
Well, no, not tonight. I mean, in general, like in whole camp. Tight end.
Yeah, we haven't gone there, have we?
We haven't gone there on these shows yet.
Got one of them hurt.
I mean, this is like there's, 7 guys on the roster at tight end.
You know which one that I love. In fact, that's I'm going to have a jersey made this year.
You are?
With 85 on it.
Really?
I love Brenton Strange. Love him. Love the way he plays the game. Love the way he works. He's physical. He is a lot of people would think that Evan Ingram is better after the catch than Brenton Strange. I would argue that that's not the case at all. I think Brenton Strange is better after the catch than Evan Ingram. And Evan Ingram's a good football player. Good guy, professional through and through. I wish him the best. Brenton Strange is just physical. Hard-nosed, physical, great with the ball after the catch, total team guy, will do all the dirty work. That guy right there, you get a bunch of those guys, you're going to win a lot of football games.
How about all these other dudes? Like, there's a bunch of veteran guys that they brought in this offseason. Quentin Morris, Hunter Long, 5th-year guy.
Hunter Long got a little dinged up the other day.
Johnny Munt, 8th-year guy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, where do we stand on some of these guys?
Well, I think just looking at practice so far, I thought Long before he got hurt. I think that him and Brenton are the kind of the top 2.
Okay.
And then figure it out as you go kind of after that. But I thought those 2 really stood out to me in practice so far. And Brenton Strange, again, I'm a big fan of his. I told him that. I said, I'm going to be pulling for you because – and I remember watching his college film. And I said this to a couple different people when training camp rolled around, and they said, well, they never really could see that because it's hard to see it unless you're paying close attention to it. He's one of the best space blockers that there is, and a lot of people say, well, what is space? Well, let's say you're in three wides, and you're three wides, and you tight end, and you got a back, right? And you decide to run the ball. Well, the tight end now has to block people that are in space. They're not on the line of scrimmage. They're not lined up, head up on them, or a shade, or a stand-up linebacker. It could be a safety that's removed, and so you have to block him in essentially a 10-yard area and try to get your hands on him. He does that better than any tight end maybe that I've ever seen.
Ever? In
college film. Wise,
okay.
And in the pros,
Still.
there's been some really good ones. I mean, really good ones. But, because the guy in San Francisco, okay, last time I checked, he's the best all-around tight end in the game.
Kittle, yeah.
Kittle's no joke. He's really good. Love him. If you had, if you had Brenton Strange and George Kittle on the same team, oh, my God.
Well, they're not.
But if you had two guys like that,
yeah. Jags fans want customized Jags furniture for your home? Check out zipchair.com and browse all customizable options. Zip Chair furniture for fans. That would look good in the bourbon room at the house.
Yeah, I was thinking one of them for a deer stand.
In the deer stand, too. Good idea.
Yeah.
Comfort.
Why not?
While you're waiting to slay some animals.
No, it's just enjoying the view of nature. That's all.
Back in a moment.
Wonder if they make a camo version.
Oh, I bet they do.
I don't know. That'd be pretty cool.
That would be interesting. I'd love to get a
not
photo of
necessarily
that.
for a deer stand, but just to have a camo zip chair.
That would be in your house.
Absolutely.
Injury report. Final thoughts coming up. 5 o'clock. It is the Liam Coen Show, but James Gladstone and Tony Boselli back in studio with us live at 5 o'clock. This is Jaguars Happy Hour.
This is Jaguar Hall of Famer Tony Boselli telling you about Heritage of North Florida, Jacksonville's premier roofing and home remodeling company. With over 25 years of trusted experience, Heritage of North Florida has built a reputation for quality, reliability, and craftsmanship. Whether you need a new roof or updating your kitchen or bathroom, trust the pros at Heritage of North Florida to create the perfect place to call home. Mention Jaguars to get $1,500 off your next roof or kitchen remodel when you go to heritagenfl.com. Go Jags.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford Groom.
Sam, 30 seconds on the clock. The Ford Summer Sales Event.
Great time to buy.
Correct. What do we have amazing deals on this summer?
Ford trucks and SUVs.
Is Ford America's all-time best-selling auto brand?
Let me think. Yeah, it is.
3 for 3.
What do I win?
You get to work at the Ford Summer Sales Event.
Amazing. I think I was going to do that anyway.
You betcha.
Based on Automotive News Almanac historical data and industry-reported sales data from 1909 through 2024 CY.
Is your organization ready to tackle its toughest challenges? For 3 decades, CSI Companies, based in Jacksonville, has been the trusted workforce partner for leading healthcare and technology providers nationwide. Whether finding the right talent for a specific job, advising on a strategic project, or offering seamless managed services, they tailor every solution to fit your needs. CSI brings trusted expertise and a people-first approach to your organization. Get the job done right. Together, we go further. Learn more at CSICompanies.com.
It's here that a tiny newborn has the heart surgery needed to save her life. It's here that a first grader learns to speak clearly and confidently. It's here that a 12-year-old athlete builds the strength to run full speed again. It's here at Wolfson Children's Hospital that answers are found, courage is shown, and odds are beaten every day. Wolfson Children's, always here. Visit wolfsonchildrens.com.
Plumbing problems, AC not blowing, septic tank doing whatever septic tanks do? Don't call 3 different companies and play contractor roulette. Just call Duck Duck Rooter. We handle plumbing, septic, and air conditioning all under one roof. That's one call, one company, and one bill that won't give you a heart attack. For fast, reliable, and slightly ducky service, call 904-862-6769 or waddle over to duckduckrooter.com. When you're stuck, call the Duck.
Hey Jags fans, stop dreaming of creating your game day fan cave and build the Jaguars den of your dreams with Zip Chair. When it comes to maximum comfort, ZipChair.com is the only place for officially licensed Jaguars recliners, sofas, bar stools, office and gaming chairs, all featuring high quality embroidered Jags logos. crack open a few cold ones in the comfort of a zip chair and make your home the place to be on game day. Head over to zipchair.com and save 20% today. Use code JAGSRadio at checkout. Zipchair.com, furniture for fans.
A lot of people that you may not know in your daily life has had some type of cancer at a young age or probably getting it now, that you can always be there to support them, care for them, give them love, because I think that's really the main focus on people that's going through that. They have people that can help support them and give them love. And again, for my foundation, is just to show support. We're contributing to 4 different organizations throughout the year. So each month is going to be different, an organization that we're targeting to help spread more awareness for them and for us as well. So I'm excited about that journey, and this first month is in the Moors, and then we'll start, adding on and when the season goes on.
Josh Hines Allen earlier this week announced that son Wesley, who was battling leukemia, has gone into remission. Great news. Great news. And that goes back to the reason why he had to miss the last game of last season due to personal reasons. That all was kind of kept quiet, really, and then has come out recently. And now that Wesley, his son, is healthy, he's come out with this nonprofit foundation, 4-1 for All. And as he said, they'll launch a season-long campaign called 4-1 for Hope. They're going to give back to 4 cancer-focused nonprofits each month of the NFL regular season. Nemours Children's Health in September, the American Cancer Society in October, Ronald McDonald House of Charities of Jacksonville in November, and the National Pediatric Cancer Foundation in December. So, first of all, he's healthy. Second of all, they're going to use this to give back in a big way.
Yeah, I think it's great. And I had a conversation with Josh about that the other day before practice, and what an incredible offseason and a journey that him and his family have been through, and great news at the end. So it's got the fairy tale ending, and you hope it continues to go that way. But when Josh came into this league, he had one of the greatest mentors anybody could ever have, and that's Calais Campbell. And if you ever needed to have evidence of how important it is to have veteran members of your squad that can help you establish the culture and the right way of doing things, look no further than this example right here, because Calais Campbell raised Josh Allen, and he raised him the right way. And now Josh is in turn great human being, and then doing the same thing that Calais did for him for others on the football team. And it's amazing to watch, and it's fun to watch, and Josh is a total class act. Josh Allen and Trayvon are 2 class act dudes and really good football players. And this football team is incredibly fortunate to have 2 guys of that character on this football team.
No doubt about it.
Pretty special.
It really is. We're on 1010XL, 92.5 FM, Jaguars Happy Hour. Final few moments here at 5 o'clock, the Liam Coen Show on the Jaguars Radio Network. We'll have the head coach starting in the regular season tonight. Once again, James Gladstone and Tony Boselli scheduled to join us in about 8 minutes or so from right now. Time for the injury report presented by UF Health, the proud healthcare partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And with pads going on, as you would expect, the list gets a little bit longer. Dennis Gardeck is no longer on that list, though. The linebacker removed from the physically unable to perform list and practiced today. He had an ACL injury last year with the Cardinals, and I think they're expecting him to be in the mix to have a starting role or an impact role on defense.
Well, I don't know if he'd be a starter. There's a chance that he could be, but watching him, you can tell that he favors the leg just a little bit, which I remember when I came back from an ACL, and you really never get 100% until you actually start doing football stuff. So he's at that stage where now he needs to start doing football stuff, and I can tell you this, he's a big dude. I mean, I don't know what do they list him at size-wise, but, there are some guys that when you look at him, you go, God, he looks so big.
Yeah, he's listed at 6 foot 232.
And 6 foot 232 is stout now.
Yeah.
I mean, stout.
And 8th year in the league. It's not like he's some rookie.
Yeah, I think he's going to give them
grown man.
A ton of special teams value.
Some others on the list, Mason Smith, of course, still on PUP. Could be a little bit of time there. Offensive lineman Cole Van Lannen with a shoulder injury out for the rest of training camp. That was announced today. Caleb Ransaw, the corner out of Tulane, draft pick this year, lower body injury, week to week for him. Monteric Brown not expected back in training camp with a lower left leg injury. That happened a couple weeks ago. Louis Rees-Zammit with a lower back hasn't practiced lately. Johnny Munt, tight end, upper body, same thing. Patrick McCary, the offensive lineman, with a lower back issue. And Bashal Tootin, as we mentioned earlier, with a hamstring, the rookie running back out of Virginia Tech, worked back in there a little bit today to get back into some teamwork.
You got to be careful with hamstrings now. Whew.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want to mess with them and then have that end up being kind of a year-long issue. Any kind of a muscle for that matter, you got to be careful. Make sure you get it solved completely, and then the players got to be really diligent about staying with the treatment to make sure that their mindset's not like, oh, it's fine now, I don't need to do anything for it. No, if you had something in training camp, that's something that you're probably going to have to deal with all year from a treatment standpoint.
Right, because there's very limited downtime from here on out. I mean, there's the bye week before the regular season and another bye week, and that's about it.
You're in the grind,
You're
man.
in it.
It's here we go. You don't have time. There's no, I'll just take the next couple weeks off and then I'll start training again. No. Games are about ready to start here before long, before you know it.
We've got about 4 minutes or so until the Liam Coen Show, James Gladstone, Tony Boselli coming up. What do you want to see in the scrimmage tomorrow night? What's an ideal scrimmage other than keeping everybody healthy?
Well, I think the first thing is that I want to see Trevor Lawrence have some success. Some of the practices have been good, and some of them, you wish he had his feet better, or the ball had been more accurate, or he made a better read, or he went through his progression better. So, again, as sexy as watching Travis Hunter play maybe offense and defense at the same time, and that would be great. I'd like to see that. But the most important thing to me is I want to see 16 elevate his level of play and really raise the level of his play for this team. And then also with the level of performance going up at the quarterback position with Trevor, if he can be better, it's a lot easier to be a strong leader when your performance is at a high level. And this team, they need him to be a leader and to be a performer. You got to have both out of that position. It's a given. Got to have it.
Let's see a little bit of that tomorrow night as well. Defensively, what do you need to see?
Well, and to go back a little bit again with Trevor and relate it to the defense, scrimmage open to the public, you're going to be really vanilla.
Yes.
Okay. You're not going to have all these exotic, cool plays that are designed because you're going to attack. I'm going to attack JP because I know he's the weak link at the secondary. You're not going to have any of those type of offensive game plans. It's going to be a meat and potatoes event. So having, the understanding that it's a meat and potatoes event, you want to see the fundamentals executed. And you want to make sure that everything goes without any kind of issues, getting to the line of scrimmage, breaking the huddle, no delay of games, no penalties that are mental error penalties. You want it clean. And this is also a great exercise for a new coaching staff.
No doubt about it.
They're going to work the mechanics just like the players are working the mechanics of getting used to a regular season game or a preseason game as well.
Yeah, who's upstairs, who's downstairs might not be decided, but maybe you try some things, and then communication on headsets and all that will be in play tomorrow night, too.
Yeah, it's a new staff. I mean, and look, the NFL officials will be there. They have a whole crew of NFL officials. I was talking with Perry Fuel, who works with the league office and the officiating part of it.
Former Jag assistant, by the way.
Yeah, and a great guy. Yeah. Great guy. And he was saying that all new coaches in the NFL get a lot of attention in training camp with the officials so that it helps the coach. But then also it's a great opportunity for the officials to be around football as well because it gets them kind of into the flow of things a little bit, so to speak.
There was a group here. Was it veteran minicamp? When there was an officiating crew here?
Yeah. The mandatory minicamp thing. And only the new coaches in the National Football League had crews at the mandatory minicamps. Yeah. But now that it's a scrimmage, it's pretty cool that they've got them coming back again. And this is, again, it's a great exercise for all involved.
All right, coming up, we're less than a minute away from the Liam Coen Show. No head coach until the regular season. James Gladstone, Tony Boselli scheduled to join us. I think they're a little behind. I think you were right.
Told you they weren't going to be early. They weren't going to be on call on time. It's all good. We don't need them until it's 5 o'clock, and we got about 40 seconds to go.
Yeah, something like that. That's coming up. Our thanks to our entire crew getting us ready for this program today. Thanks to you for listening. Hope you'll join us for the scrimmage tomorrow night. Jaguars.com/training camp. Register for free admission. Parking is free. The parking opens at 4. The gates open at 5. The scrimmage starts at 7 o'clock. Thanks for listening to Jaguars Happy Hour.
Welcome to the Liam Coen Show, presented by Fresh from Florida. JP Shadrick and Jeff Lageman keep you informed and up to date with the head coach of your Jacksonville Jaguars. The Liam Coen Show starts right now.
Welcome in the Liam Coen Show, presented by Fresh from Florida from the Hyundai Studios at the Miller Electric Center. We're on the Jaguars Radio Network, presented by the University of Florida, #1 university in the U.S. News and World Report's #1 state for education. JP Shadrick with Jeff Lageman. We'll have the head coach, Liam Coen, at the start of the regular season. And now for the second consecutive week, just in the nick of time, Tony Boselli, James Gladstone in studio with us. It was so popular last week, we had to do it again, Tony.
2 rules, JP. We have 2 rules in this organization.
Oof.
What are they? What are the 2 rules, James?
Close to the mic, James, please.
I know one thing. I'm looking at the clock. It's 5:01. Neither of us were on time. I saw you. I know you were
10 seconds
early.
It was I got in at 5:00. It went to 1 right after I sat down.
Well, I apologize. I was disrespectful. I crossed the line.
In fairness,
I'll accept the fine.
In fairness, not making excuses, the reality is both of us were in meetings that went a little bit long. The day brings curveballs every once in a while.
That's
a
all
hit.
right.
And so we were sprinting down here as fast as we could.
It's almost like this football
I made a
business.
prediction though that you guys were not going to be right on time today, so I was right.
You know, one of the
faith
challenges that we were going to do. We've been talking about, hey, what can we actually face each other in, like physical competitions, and one of them was going to be speed walking.
We just tested it.
I saw you,
You saw me
and
go.
I know those strides are notable. So I don't know if I'll accept
You're getting
that
old
challenge.
when you start having challenges involving speed walking.
Well, I lost the first one.
After basketball, we definitely had to tone
All right,
it
so
down.
as a player,
I quit.
we used to have like a kangaroo court, right? I mean, you had it too, Tony.
Yeah.
Where you would have fines in
the
the
locker-
meeting room.
in the locker room.
Self-imposed locker room fines.
Or
You
meeting room.
guys, between the 3 of you, you guys and Liam, do you guys have a little fine pot?
Well, it's not really a fine pot, but you will catch. There's barbs thrown constantly across the table for any activity that we deem, the other 2 deem is unacceptable.
And usually whatever nickname gets attached to somebody hangs on for about a week.
Yeah. It's Jeff, the closest thing I can compare it to, it's much like the locker room.
Yeah.
You kind of
it should be.
police yourself and take care of business and get the job done. And if you don't, you're going to hear about
feel
it.
the pain.
Yeah.
You're going to hear about it at least, that's for sure.
Yeah, because I remember like when I was in New York, we had some of our biggest pots. You know, if you had a mental error in practice, you got fined. And it was just in the room, you know. And
Well, you played defense.
No, I know, but there's a lot of mental errors on that side of the ball.
Big pot.
Some guys, Tony, don't learn very well. You know, some do. So we had fines for all of that stuff. You know, if you were late for something, or if you passed gas in a meeting room, you know, that made guys suffer. You got fined. And at the end of the year, we would have a big party.
Oh, let's
You
go.
know, have a dinner and drinks and limos and all that kind of stuff.
Hey, it's a collective effort.
Yeah,
you know?
it made guys focus. But I think at the end of the year, we usually had around $4 or $5 grand.
Wow.
You want to talk about a good
idiots.
party?
Jeez.
We had a really good
All
party.
these mental errors.
And we spent all of that on food.
I bet you did.
And drinks.
I bet you did.
Yeah.
First 2 padded practice days are in the books. James, what did you find out reviewing it after the fact about this team?
I think it reveals a lot. Once the pads start popping, you get an understanding for the players, the position groups who are built for that setting. And, at this stage, it's been phenomenal to see the progression of our offensive line, right? Obviously, throughout the off-season program, no pads are on. It's not true football. It's a lot of above the neck sort of focus. It's a lot of mental demands that show up. And now that the physical demands are increasing, you'd like for those MAs to not sort of surface at a significant level, and that hadn't been the case. And, the physicality has shown itself, and, the groups are playing connected, even though there are some moving parts. It's really starting to shape into what we all know the offensive line to be, and that's a collective effort, just like the guys who were filling the piggy bank, so to speak, in the meeting rooms. But it has truly shown some real progression, and I think that's one of the highlights so far throughout the first half dozen on-field sessions in training camp, and look forward to seeing that continue to progress in the way that we have.
I'm sure, Tony, you were watching those guys real close from Monday and Tuesday because I was watching them close.
Well, actually, Jeff, I was watching the corners.
No, you
hanging out.
Specialists. This kicker is really good.
I was seeing how Cam Little was kicking it off the side. Didn't notice anything about the offensive line at all. No, obviously, it's early. And I think we all know this. The key is just to take it one day at a time and not get too high, too low, because we are in the early innings of this whole process of evaluation.
Mm-hmm.
But to start off, I echo what James said, and I think the thing I was most pleased with across the board for our team is the competitive nature and the work ethic. You get the pads on. Jeff, you and I both know that first day in pads is tough. You don't feel right.
Pads don't feel right.
You feel uncomfortable. You haven't put these things on for a while.
You got to sweat in them a little while to
you got to get
right.
formed up a little bit. And sometimes it can be messy early, especially on the offense side of the ball. And I thought really both sides of the ball did a great job. I think it's a testament to our coaches and the preparation and the work our guys did in the meeting rooms. And I thought the competitive nature stood out to me. And then specifically on the O&D line, probably as physical as I've seen us be in a while. And I heard that from multiple people. And that's, not saying anything one way or another about how things went in the past, but one of the things that's been emphasized by Liam and the staff is, hey, we're going to be a tough physical team. And it's not perfect. It's, there's a lot to clean up, but you can see the strain and the effort of guys working, and that's all. And the finish, and that's all. And that's just not for our O&D line. I mean, I think watching our receivers, I'll highlight a guy like Parker Washington, who's fighting, to have a prominent role in our passing game, and a guy who came on strong last year. But what was asked of him last year in the run game is much different than what's asked now, and seeing him get in there and mix it up, we saw it again today. Him and Jordan Lewis competing, and one play you got Parker winning, the next play Jordan Lewis winning, and but overall just the strain and the effort to go do what they're being asked to do, and I think that's all you can ask. Do we need to get better? Absolutely. Do we need to clean things up? Absolutely. But can't question the guys' effort, can't question their strain and the physicality that we're asking.
I know that one of the guys that used to be a personnel guy for a very long time, and you guys probably remember him, James Shaq Harris. He used to have this thing. He said, let's not get a speeding ticket here. Getting ahead of ourselves and too excited and all that. But in the media, I can do that. I'm allowed to do that.
It's called wisdom.
Yes, there's a couple guys that I just loved in watching the first 2 days of pads. Fred Johnson, when he gets pumped up and fired up, he's going to knock somebody about 10 yards across the side of the field. I mean, he's just a big man. Wyatt Milam, physical, finishes to the echo of the whistle nearly every time. Ezra Cleveland, nobody's talking about Ezra, and he's been having as good of a camp as any offensive lineman. Anton Harrison, I don't know how the challenge, or he got challenged or what, but from OTAs to now, he looks like a different player. No. I mean, there's guys that are standing out and making you notice. Right. and I appreciate that.
Right. The credit's got to go around. It's got to go to the players who are embracing new mode of operation, new standards, and it goes to a coaching staff who's holding those. And so it's a collective effort, and it's going to take everybody to bring this thing to life, continue to create the identity that is going to be the 2025 Jacksonville Jaguars, and that's starting to show itself a little bit more each and every day. But even beyond that, right, you got to appreciate the volume of hands that touch a ball carrier from the defensive side, right? And even extended down the field. When some of these pop off, the urgency to pursue from the backside corner is there on a consistent basis. And
I think 3 is a great example. That's a great example.
That's exactly right.
And when you got veteran guys that do it right like that, with Tyson Campbell, because what you're talking about, if you got a play that's on, let's say, defensive left side of the field, and Tyson's the right corner, and he's running all the way down the field 40 yards to get a touch on the running back. That's the example. Having guys do that, that's more important than a coach sitting there saying, hey, let's finish.
That's right.
A perfect example of that, I think it was, what day is it? I don't know.
Today's Thursday.
Sorry. It's a blur. On Tuesday, there was a play, and Josh Hines-Allen is dropping into his flat coverage. It was his own bitch, a simulation on the other side of the ball, and a great route by Brenton Strange, and just a BB by Trevor. Great, and offensively, you're like, I'm watching it, like, man, great execution. Brenton's trying to split the defenders, and from the backside, here comes Josh Hines-Allen, full speed, punching the ball out, ball on the ground, defense picks up, goes the other way.
Those are the types of plays that everybody gets a chance to learn from something, and everybody gets a chance to celebrate something, right? That's a rep where both sides of the ball have something to point out with the plus and something to point out with the minus. Those are some critical reps along the way here throughout training camp.
Plenty more ahead, just getting started. What do we have you for, 30 minutes tonight?
30.
30. Boselli says 30.
30 from now. It's just like last week.
That's a happy hour 30. We know that means more.
Happy hour 30 could be like 3 hours.
We know that means more.
It could be. Back in a moment. It's the Liam Coen Show on the Jaguars Radio Network.
NFL fans, when it's time to get Jaguars tickets, you can tackle game day with total certainty with Ticketmaster. With 100% verified tickets available all season long, you can count on getting in with ease and spend time focusing on the good stuff. Even if you're headed to the game last minute, you can still score seats. Want to meet up inside the stadium with your crew? Transferring your tickets is an easy handoff. So get those touchdown celebrations ready and score your tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Jaguars.
The Jaguars bring performance, strength, and passion to every play. And you'll find the same when you bank with EverBank. Open an EverBank Performance Savings account and score serious savings. See what you could earn at everbank.com/Jaguars. EverBank, advantage you. Member FDIC and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yingling Traditional Lager, a beer that, like true legends, stands the test of time. Brewed by the same family for nearly 200 years, it's a crisp amber lager with a bold, smooth flavor that's perfect for game day. Whether you're cheering from the stands or watching from your favorite bar, Yingling is the taste of tradition. Yingling, legends stand the test of time.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford Groom.
Sam, 30 seconds on the clock. The Ford Summer Sales Event.
Great time to buy.
Correct. What do we have amazing deals on this summer?
Ford trucks and SUVs.
Is Ford America's all-time best-selling auto brand?
Let me think. Yeah, it is.
3 for 3.
What do I win?
You get to work at the Ford Summer Sales Event.
Amazing. I think I was going to do that anyway.
You betcha.
Based on Automotive News Almanac historical data and industry-reported sales data from 1909 through 2024 CY.
Welcome back. The Liam Coen Show, presented by Fresh from Florida, continues right now.
Welcome back. Yes, the Liam Coen Show, presented by Fresh from Florida. We'll have the head coach at the start of the regular season, JP Shadrick, Jeff Lageman, Tony Boselli, James Gladstone in studio with us live, second week in a row. We can just make this a weekly, like,
No, we
all
can't.
year long. Tony,
No, we
come
can't.
on, man. Like, I know you miss it over here.
You give an inch, they take a mile.
That's how it works.
They.
Just
They
remember
The
you.
proverbial they.
They
We've
certainly
talked a
do.
lot about that
Yeah,
this week.
it's been it's been the they comment, or the proverbial they has been a theme we've hit on here.
How so?
Because they is you.
Oh, it's me?
No, they is you. Because people always blame they did this, or they made me do this, or they made this decision, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And the message really is, in a high-functioning team and organization, is take the responsibility. They is you.
Mm-hmm.
I need to do this. I need to do that.
Like, I get to do this. Like, this is an opportunity. Get better.
Don't disagree
It's
with
all a
that.
mindset.
It's a mindset.
The scrimmage tomorrow night. Join us inside Everbank Stadium. Free parking, lots B, C, D, E, J, and S, and tailgaters starting at 4 o'clock. What are you laughing at?
I was going to say, I was just asked my mother-in-law.
Gates open at 5. Not her,
Direct
actually.
shots. Please,
Nancy, if
don't
you're
be
listening,
listening.
I love you. Your story inspired us.
Gates open at 5 tomorrow, by the way.
By the way, that information is available on Jaguars.com.
Yes.
Because that's an alphabet soup of information.
Well,
there.
if I could finish it, it'd be great. Scrimmage starts at 7 o'clock. Register for free admission at jaguars.com/training camp.
Let's talk a little bit about what they're going to. It's going to be a fun night. So hopefully a lot of fans will come out, and it'll be a mock game, full speed. We won't be tackling, but it's going to be a physical practice and a lot of situational. But it'll be full pads, full go, seeing all our guys out there, and a lot of all our rookies. So it's a good opportunity for all of our fans to get a first glimpse look before we suited up for the Pittsburgh Steelers in preseason game number 1.
I like the idea of simulating a game as close to possible, especially because this is also a great exercise, not just for the players that are new, rookies, et cetera.
Yeah.
But you got a new coaching staff,
Mm-hmm.
a new staff overall to let everybody kind of assimilated into the way things are going to be once the regular season starts.
The mechanics of the game is something that has to be considered. And obviously it gives everybody who's new to this space an opportunity to see what it might look like. And even for those who have been involved with it operationally in the past, because of some of the modifications in the stadium, it's not the exact same. So to be able to get a walkthrough is certainly going to help alleviate some of the natural stressors that come with doing something for the first time.
Yeah,
Right.
so we'll go all the way through from the very beginning of warm up. The sequence of the players coming out to warm up, go through a warm up stretch, go back into the locker room, come back out, national anthem, coin toss.
When you say locker room, that's the one that's used in the stadium.
Yeah, the game locker room.
Not here at the Miller Electric Center.
Now, it'll all be abbreviated, so it's not like a full 40-minute pregame, whatever the time frame is at, and the 12 minutes in the locker room. Everything's cut down to like 3 minutes, like just to go through the motions, to understand as the players, like this is how, because every team stretches a little bit different. Every team has a little bit of a different cadence to the pregame warm-up. Coaches will be in the booth on headsets, so that'll be their first opportunity for the staff to get in the booth, get comfortable with their surroundings, get the communication. So it'll be a full operation, and I think it's also good for our stadium operation, our business. Obviously, everyone knows a lot of construction's been going over there, and test out everything, make sure everything's running well, and so that when we kick it off in the preseason against the Steelers, it's a great environment for our players, for our coaches, but also for our fans to come in and see the team.
Where are you guys going to be, like, on game day? Like, what are you? Have y'all figured this out yet?
We've spent time talking about it, and we will remain agile.
Yeah, we are open to suggestions.
Well,
Anyone wants to call?
For some call-ins.
For the scrimmage, I mean, look, you guys have a lot of flexibility, obviously.
Yeah, scrimmage, we're joking. During the regular season, James and I will sit up in one of the wherever there's an open spot for us to sit and watch the game in a quiet space and to communicate and watch it during obviously during a real game. For the mock game, the scrimmage on Friday night, we've bantered back and forth. We've not quite decided exactly whether we're going to watch it on the field. Do we go up in the booth to watch it so we can see
you got
more?
umbrella drinks on your balcony here at the Electric Center. You got them over there too? For tomorrow night?
Umbrella. I'm hoping we won't need any umbrella drinks. No, we haven't decided for the mock game, but we'll be up in the press box area, whether it's a suite right next to the press box or one of the empty
You want to come on down to the radio booth again?
No, I do not.
Okay, we're trying.
Just trying to get him back, James. He's
just checking.
You guys got it.
The more you can do, man.
The more you can do. I mean, I know you just because you have to work more this year because it's just you.
Do I get a pay increase?
No, I don't think so.
That's not how this works.
I don't think so.
No.
More work, same pay.
That's right. We're week and a half into training camp? Taking a look at Liam Coen's operation so far on a day-to-day basis, how he interacts with the players, the coaching staff, operates practice. James, what stands out the most about the head coach?
One thing that has remained a constant is the standards that he holds true and firm. And, that's a refreshing piece to it all. But also, one of his superpowers, and it's really shining through, is his ability to tap into feel and instincts and gut. And, that's how he is as a play caller. He gets into a flow. He reads the game. He reads the pulse of our players, the pulse of the opponents. And he does that in a lot of the practice settings that, our fans have had the chance to see here, right? You saw in an early practice where we cut one segment short because it was operating at a high tick. It was one of those days where, it's easy to fall victim to, wow, everything's rolling, and I'm not even thinking outside what this script on the sheet of paper is telling me that I planned for. Instead, he's able to zoom out and actually take into consideration a lot of the other variables, dynamics at play, and be able to adjust, remain agile, like Tony and I will be, as it relates to where we're going to sit tomorrow night or stand. But nonetheless, that has really shined through, and that exists when you enter back into the building as well. His, malleability. It's really cool to see someone now in that position who I saw in a very different light with the LA Rams when we worked together, now operate in such a free-flowing state of mind and openness to modify off of what is black and white on maybe a piece of paper or a plan. So that agility, I think, is going to show itself in a lot of positive ways moving forward, and certainly has already through the early portion of training camp.
Yeah, and the only thing I would add, 100% agree with everything James just said. I think the fun thing for me in kind of putting my player hat on, thinking back of how a player's receiving information and experiencing and going through this whole new experience, because it's new for everybody, whether it's players who were here last year, or free agents who've come in, or rookies. This is a new operation, new messaging, new standard. Expectations are different. And I think Liam has done an outstanding job, his whole staff. He's an outstanding communicator. We hold communication in high regard. It's important. The three of us do. And then you watch him communicate to our team of laying out early, starting OTAs, how we're going to practice, reiterating that in training camp. What's the standard? What's the culture? What's the expectation? Pretty much everyone does that in the NFL on any team activity. The follow-up of holding people accountable. And a lot of people, you hear the word holding someone accountable, you think that's a negative, or like discipline, or like getting after somebody. It's not always that. If you can do it a lot of different ways. And his style of being consistent of what he expects of play style, of effort, of physicality, of how to approach the game. And he does an outstanding job of communicating that to our players throughout this process. So I think that's been something that's been very refreshing. I think it's very important. I think players yearn for consistency of understanding what the expectation is, and then when they're held accountable, it becomes ingrained in understanding that, and it's not changing. And I think Liam and his staff have done an outstanding job of saying, hey, this is who we are, and this is how we're going to operate. Here's the standard, and this is what we expect. And while at the same time using his gift of having that intuition of understanding as we're at a practice and going through things and understanding and having a pulse of the entire team and how to approach it and how to tailor
for any specific situation. So he's done an outstanding job. Obviously, it's still early. We will face challenges and adversity along the way, but was confident before coming into camp. Watching how we've operated and how the staff's operated even builds the confidence that whatever's thrown at us, we'll figure it out, we'll work through it, communicate with each other, hold the standard that we've set, and kind of attack it. So his communication has been elite.
From going back to our playing days a little bit, some of the great players that we experienced, and I'm sure that you've watched James and scouted, et cetera, seems like they have what we would call edge. Got a little edge to them, a little feisty, whatever, however you want to term it. And it was kind of interesting watching, it was actually on Jaguars.com, it was little tidbits from The Hunt, which is going to be one of the TV shows coming up.
Mm-hmm. You guys have heard of The Hunt, right?
You guys have heard of it. You guys are like,
he's the star.
Past stars of The Hunt.
I mean,
he is a star.
Of course. Anyway.
But
I'm just a supporting actor.
Tease for The Hunt, it's Liam in front of the team talking about edge. Well, what is your edge, But, I when you talk about Liam, the one thing that I kind of see with him is that a coach has to have a little edge too. Because if you got a little edge, the message gets through a little bit. Mm. It gets to be more believable. Mm. And I think it propels guys to do more than maybe they're accustomed to if there's a little bit of an edge to the coach. And I think he's got it. Am I wrong? Do you guys see that, feel that?
I think you got a good sense for who he is. You got a nice little intuition, gut feel over there, Jeff.
He has an edge.
All right, so I'm feeling
you
it
and
right.
Liam you guys are almost looking like one right now.
There's an edge. There's definitely an edge. What's your edge, JP?
What is my edge?
Yeah. What makes you different? What sets you apart? What's your edge?
I don't know.
Here's what I'll jump in real quick. Typically, when you're talking about high performance, revealing your edge isn't necessily something you should feel like you do.
That's why I asked JP, because he's more of a mid to low performer.
Wow. We're back in a moment. We're going to close this show out when we come back.
No, we got another 15 minutes, right?
Not the way they're going right now. This is
how you get out of here quicker.
This is the Liam Coen Show on Jaguars Radio.
Can you imagine rising for work before the crack of dawn? Tending to hundreds of acres of land before dusk? Well, that's what happens on 47,000 Florida farms every day. Florida's farmers work hard to grow nutritious food for you and your family. And you can help support them by enjoying delicious Fresh from Florida produce. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop, or visit freshfromflorida.com to learn more.
It's here that a tiny newborn has the heart surgery needed to save her life. It's here that a first grader learns to speak clearly and confidently. It's here that a 12-year-old athlete builds the strength to run full speed again. It's here at Wolfson Children's Hospital that answers are found, courage is shown, and odds are beaten every day. Wolfson Children's, always here. Visit wolfsonchildrens.com.
Mr. Chubby's Wings is a whole lot more than just wings. Craving the ultimate game day experience? Look no further. Swing by Mr. Chubby's and indulge in the biggest and best wings in town, all while soaking up the lively atmosphere with fellow sports fans. With plenty of game day specials and locations on the West Side, Fleming Island, Ponte Vedra Beach, and new this season, Everbank Stadium, they're here for all your game day needs. Mr. Chubby's Wings is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Mr. Chubby's Wings, before the game, after the game, and during the game.
This is Jaguar Hall of Famer Tony Boselli telling you about Heritage of North Florida, Jacksonville's premier roofing and home remodeling company. With over 25 years of trusted experience, Heritage of North Florida has built a reputation for quality, reliability, and craftsmanship. Whether you need a new roof or updating your kitchen or bathroom, trust the pros at Heritage of North Florida to create the perfect place to call home. Mention Jaguars to get $1,500 off your next roof or kitchen remodel when you go to heritagenfl.com. Go Jags.
Welcome back. The Liam Coen Show, presented by Fresh from Florida, continues right now.
Final couple of minutes with James Gladstone and Tony Boselli, and Boselli is timing this, so we got to get out pretty quick. Final couple of minutes here with the Liam Coen Show. JP Shadrick with Jeff Lageman. Scrimmage tomorrow, and then guess what? Game week is here. The Steelers are coming to town.
Let's go.
Preseason week 1, real football. Well, preseason football, but real football.
But it's actually going to be, and we talk about this all the time, it'll be the first time of authentic football. Full
tackle to the ground.
Full tackle, like we are playing football. I mean, we're playing football out there now with thudding, and our guys are being physical, doing everything we ask, but obviously you want to protect guys. But, man, you kick it off against the Steelers. You have an opponent out there. It's full go, and you learn more. I mean, JP, we talked about this for years together. This is all an evaluation process. You just build towards opening day, and each segment is an additional data point that you learn about your team, about the individual players, your coaches, us as a building, how we operate, and so it ramps up all the way to opening day, and it's a big moment. Preseason's important, and a lot of guys fighting for jobs and fighting for the opportunity, and they're going to have a chance in a real NFL game setting to go show that they deserve to be on this team.
Shoot, and I don't know what it was like when you two were on the grass, but...
It was leather helmets, first of all.
Yeah, I guess it was quite a bit different, right? But the timing of roster reductions had to have been
much different. It was
drastically
multiple.
different. And that was when I first got involved in the NFL. It was the case. You had 3 separate waves of reductions. The fact that we get to carry 90 players through the end of the preseason is a really helpful piece to the puzzle, right? You're not moving from players too quickly, right? After preseason week 1, and now it becomes a challenge preseason week 2 and week 3 to even fill out the group and keep everybody healthy.
And especially, I mean, most teams have gone, and we're still in the evaluation process of how we're going to handle this, but a lot of teams across the league are playing their starters and their premier players less and less, and in several instances, not at all during the preseason, using the camp and joint practices, that opportunity to get the work in necessary to be ready opening day. And so having that 90-man roster through preseason game 3 is critical to really get out there, evaluate, and give guys a chance to go earn a roster spot.
I think it's a great debate on how do you approach the preseason with play time and starters and the risk of injury versus the risk of getting guys ready to play. I mean, back the old days, it's pretty standard. I mean, I'm not to bring up the old days, but
it
it
was
was always
everyone did the same.
Everybody did the same thing.
Same thing.
It was 1 quarter in the first game. The second game, you'd go to
quarter and a half to the half.
The next game, you'd come out after halftime, and that's
nowadays
how
everybody's trying to find an edge.
Do
it a little different.
What is your edge? What is your edge?
And here's the interesting thing.
Don't be mid.
Well, speaking from experience.
Wow.
You kind of teed that up there, JP. And the interesting thing, Jeff, you bring up a great point. You see teams that play their starters in preseason and win. You see teams that don't play starters at all and win. And so it's not like there's like the data says like do this and here's the result, or do that and you'll get this outcome. So it goes back to what James was talking about, Liam. You got to have a feel. Your head coach has got to feel the team, feel the situation, understand where you are. And I think that's one of the reasons Liam's been very quiet, all of the organization, of what the plan is. We trust Liam 100% to understand kind of where we're at and what he needs to, and his coaches need to do and see and get a feel for, and we'll find out opening night.
And we'll probably talk about it next week if there's a decision out there next Thursday. How about that?
Time will tell.
Possibly.
We'll see. Maybe not.
Remain agile.
That's right. James, great to see you. Appreciate you. Tony, you were here too.
I thought we had another 7 minutes with
No, I think we're done.
What are we doing?
We're done with these two, especially that one.
James is more welcome to stay.
We've reached our limit. I appreciate the invite.
James Gladstone, Tony Boselli with us. Back with more. It's the Liam Coen Show on the Jaguars Radio Network.
Ranked one of the nation's top universities, the University of Florida is on a mission to transform education. UF continues to help grow the economy through research breakthroughs and leadership in AI. And with its nationally recognized career services, UF students and graduates have never been better prepared to make a difference in the world. To learn more about how the University of Florida fuels bold ideas that make an impact around the globe, visit fromflorida.ufl.edu.
If you are an experienced electrician looking for your next big opportunity, look no further than the Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller Electric, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering you the chance to showcase your skills on a grand scale. We believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture where people actually care about each other. Take your career to new heights with Miller Electric Company. Apply today at millercareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford Groom.
Sam, 30 seconds on the clock. The Ford Summer Sales Event.
Great time to buy.
Correct. What do we have amazing deals on this summer?
Ford trucks and SUVs.
Is Ford America's all-time best-selling auto brand?
Let me think. Yeah, it is.
3 for 3.
What do I win?
You get to work at the Ford Summer Sales Event.
Amazing. I think I was going to do that anyway.
You betcha.
Based on Automotive News Almanac historical data and industry-reported sales data from 1909 through 2024 CY.
It's game time, Jaguars fans. This season, feed your fandom with the Jaguars sub from Publix, the official supermarket of your Jacksonville Jaguars. Wow. Sink your teeth into crispy chicken tenders, boar's head bacon, melted cheddar, sweet coleslaw, and smoky barbecue mayo, all stacked on a fresh white roll. Taste the hype only at Jacksonville Publix locations. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Welcome back. The Liam Coen Show, presented by Fresh from Florida, continues right now.
And we are on the Jaguars Radio Network, presented by the University of Florida, #1 university in the U.S. News and World Report's #1 state for education. JP Shadrick with Jeff Lageman. Another fantastic conversation with James
awesome.
Gladstone and Tony Boselli live in studio.
You know, I think we need to, once we get to the regular season, since we're going to have Liam on, which, by the way, I'm really
Can't
looking
wait for
forward
that.
to. Yeah, he's great. Yeah. And we should have like maybe a second show.
So I'm saying
the Gladstone Boselli show.
Have a podcast.
Yeah.
That's days, right?
Everybody's got a podcast. It seems like nowadays.
Let's throw these guys out there.
Anyway, I was walking in the building Monday or Tuesday. I don't remember exactly which day, and I saw, you know how sometimes in football stadiums or buildings or any kind of athletic buildings, you always see these sayings, right? You know, team, not me.
4 to 6, A to B. Right? That kind of stuff. Yeah.
All that kind of stuff. And so there was one that was up in the building downstairs, which I saw as I walked by, and I couldn't help but notice, and I thought it was pretty cool. And it's called Cleats. And Cleats is spelled CLEATS.
Thank you.
That's what that UVA education did for me.
It did.
And on the sign it says Cleats, and of course between each letter is a period, meaning that's an acronym for something. So it says Cleats, be where your feet are. So you go to the C, it's commitment. And it says selfless devotion, we above me. L is for love, prep, practice, game, the process drives results.
Gotta love the process.
E, energy, vibe, positive state of mind, uplift your space.
Vibe's a good word.
I like that. A, authentic. Relationships are built on trust. T, tough, mentally and physically. And then the S is smart, expert of your craft. Pretty cool stuff. I thought that's a really cool thing to have on the side of the building, because if you follow that thing right there as a team and as an individual, you will be successful.
It's part of building the culture, what they want around here.
I like sayings like that. You know, I mean, it's
in black and white. It's right there in front of everybody to see every
read
day.
it, feel it. That's the culture that they're building. I like it.
Let's come back in a moment. We'll talk a little more ball logs when we come back. A couple of padded practices earlier this week we got to get to.
And a teaser. Robert Hainsey, okay, if you're going to block Devon Hamilton on the very first one-on-one pass rush move, okay, if you're Hainsey, what do you expect? And number two, how are you going to react?
We'll see when we come back. It's the Liam Coen Show on Jaguars Radio.
Floridians, do you know how close you are to freshness? It's not a plane or a ship ride away. It's not across an ocean or over the equator. It's not even a far drive. The peak of freshness is at your grocery store, and it's called Fresh from Florida. Fresh from Florida is local produce grown by farmers right here in our own state, meaning it's always fresh, always in season, and always mouth-wateringly good. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo or ask for it by name where you shop.
Mr. Chubby's Wings is a whole lot more than just wings. Craving the ultimate game day experience? Look no further. Swing by Mr. Chubby's and indulge in the biggest and best wings in town, all while soaking up the lively atmosphere with fellow sports fans. With plenty of game day specials and locations on the West Side, Fleming Island, Ponte Vedra Beach, and new this season, Everbank Stadium, they're here for all your game day needs. Mr. Chubby's Wings is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Mr. Chubby's Wings, before the game, after the game, and during the game.
What's here is a place that generations have trusted to help their kids grow up healthy and strong. What's here are caregivers with knowledge and expertise rivaling any children's hospital in the world. What's here is the only Level 1 pediatric trauma center in our region. What's here is Wolfson Children's Hospital, with the technology, research, and dedication to save and change countless young lives. Wolfson Children's, always here. Visit wolfsonchildrens.com.
With the first pick in the 2025 draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Duck Duck Rooter, the #1 plumbing, septic, and air conditioning contractor in Florida.
Congratulations, Duck Duck Rooter. So tell us, how does it feel to be picked #1?
When you're stuck, call the Duck. Duck Duck Rooter is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. We're a certified plumbing, master septic, and air conditioning contractor serving both residential and commercial customers. Check out our reviews on Google and give us a call to schedule service. DuckDuckRooter.com.
Welcome back. The Liam Coen Show, presented by Fresh from Florida, continues right now.
We are back, and we'll have the head coach with us starting week 1 of the regular season. Our thanks to James Gladstone, GM, and EVP Tony Boselli joining us the first half hour of the program tonight and throughout the rest of the preseason. Been fun so far, 2 weeks in, to have those guys in studio with us. How many of you want to see the Prowler throwbacks come back this season? Be sure to check out the Predict the Prowlers sweepstakes on Jag's social channels through August 5th. And if you guess which game or games the Jags might wear them this season, you'll have a chance to win an autographed Prowler throwback jersey. So check that out.
I like the throwbacks.
Yeah, they're cool.
I think they're fantastic. I think they ought to wear them all the time.
I think, yeah, we'll see how many times they wear them this year, but I think there's some rules on that.
They're not doing alternative helmets or anything, right?
No.
Yeah,
I think that was that one game white helmet. I think that's done now.
If you could pick an alternative helmet, what would the style be?
For like a new one or a
whatever you dream up. I mean, what you would want to see if you were the designer and you had the decision to make the call on an alternative helmet, which it's not like you can go back in time and say, you know what, let's go back to the first one because they're so close now versus back in 95. But if you could come up with a different color, a different scheme, a different look.
Probably a teal helmet, right?
Yeah, probably so.
Or one with Jaguar spots all around. That'd be a little
different.
out there.
Kind of like Bengal-ish.
Yeah,
like the
right?
Bengals.
Yeah, but not quite.
I don't think I'd like that.
You wouldn't go back to the two-tone?
No, that was so bad.
Okay.
That was so bad.
Okay. Hey, let's get back to your question before the break. If you're Robert Hainsey, offensive lineman, and you're lined up against Devon Hamilton, what's your approach?
Okay, so Robert Hainsey, to give people an idea, veteran center they acquired from Tampa Bay. And if you look at him, he's a big guy because he's an offensive lineman, but from the waist down, he's not like a big, giant, hulking guy.
6'4", 306.
And Devon Hamilton, they list him at like 335, but there ain't no way.
You think he's bigger than that?
Oh, gosh,
I
yes.
think that's about fair, though.
No. No.
Okay.
No, he's
6'4", 335.
40-ish plus. Okay. So anyway, Devon Hamilton, incredibly strong. Okay. Hainsey, not as strong. So if I'm Hainsey, the first thing I'm thinking is this guy's going to try to just walk me back to the quarterback with a bull rush, right? So Hainsey's prepared for that. And one of the great things about smart veteran players, which Hainsey is one of them, you can kind of send a message to create a little uncertainty in the minds of players going forward if you do the right thing first. Hainsey sets. Here comes Devon Hamilton with the bull. Hainsey knocks his hands down, buries him in the grass. So what is Devon Hamilton thinking about the next time he's pass rushing?
Okay, can't do that.
He's going to knock my hands down,
Right.
so now he's a little hesitant the next time. So then Hainsey's able to slow the momentum a little bit the next time. I just thought it was real crafty by Hainsey kind of expecting that, being prepared for it, reacting to it, and then he kind of sets the tone for the ensuing rushes. And as a smart veteran player, if you have a little bit of that wherewithal and awareness in games, it can make the difference between winning and losing individual battles. So pretty cool to see.
Yeah. And yeah, he's been around for 5 years. It's his 5th year in the league. So he's played some football.
Yeah, he's not real big from the waist down now. He's an offensive lineman. If you took a picture of him and just legs, and I gave that picture to you, JP, waist down. I said, predict what position this guy plays out, and it was amongst other ones.
Okay.
There's no way you would say offensive line.
What would you say?
Probably linebacker.
Okay.
I mean, everybody's got a different body. Everybody's different, and he's slight down low compared to most offensive linemen, but he's big up top, and he's obviously a good football player. He started a lot of football games, and he's going to help this team.
Let's come back in a moment. Let's get in the secondary. We haven't really touched there a lot in the last day or so.
And on top of that, we talked about this earlier in the week, and you forgot. Okay,
What?
so I'm going to remind you.
What?
There's 2 guys on this football team that I love. Okay, and when I say
what about the rest?
I love a lot of guys.
You don't like the rest of them?
No, I like a lot of guys.
There's only 2?
But there's 2 guys that are, if you have a lot of guys like these 2 guys, you can win a lot of football games because these guys are tough and they're dependable.
You're just going to leave us hanging?
No.
We'll come back in a moment.
On the side of the break.
All right. It's the Liam Coen Show on the Jaguars Radio Network.
Ranked one of the nation's top universities, the University of Florida is on a mission to transform education. UF continues to help grow the economy through research breakthroughs and leadership in AI. And with its nationally recognized career services, UF students and graduates have never been better prepared to make a difference in the world. To learn more about how the University of Florida fuels bold ideas that make an impact around the globe, visit fromflorida.ufl.edu.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford Groom.
Sam, 30 seconds on the clock. The Ford Summer Sales Event.
Great time to buy.
Correct. What do we have amazing deals on this summer?
Ford trucks and SUVs.
Is Ford America's all-time best-selling auto brand?
Let me think. Yeah, it is.
3 for 3.
What do I win?
You get to work at the Ford Summer Sales Event.
Amazing. I think I was going to do that anyway.
You betcha.
Based on Automotive News Almanac historical data and industry-reported sales data from 1909 through 2024 CY.
Popsicles, sprinklers, a cool breeze. Talk about refreshing. You know what else is refreshing this summer? A brand new phone with Verizon. Yep, get a new phone on any plan with Select Phone Trade-In and My Plan. And lock down a low price for 3 years on any plan with My Plan. This is a deal for everyone, whether you're a new or existing customer. Swing by Verizon today for our best phone deals. 3-year price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate only. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
NFL fans, when it's time to get Jaguars tickets, you can tackle game day with total certainty with Ticketmaster. With 100% verified tickets available all season long, you can count on getting in with ease and spend time focusing on the good stuff. Even if you're headed to the game last minute, you can still score seats. Want to meet up inside the stadium with your crew? Transferring your tickets is an easy handoff. So get those touchdown celebrations ready and score your tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Jaguars. Football and Miller Lite. Duval's greatest pairing. Can cracks at kickoff. Tailgates going well past postgame. Sunday night overtimes. Followed by Monday morning pride. Knocking on bar tops for luck. Kicking back on any given Sunday. You never forget the way some things taste. Jags football tastes like Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. 2023 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
If you are an experienced electrician looking for your next big opportunity, look no further than the Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller Electric, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering you the chance to showcase your skills on a grand scale. We believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture where people actually care about each other. Take your career to new heights with Miller Electric Company. Apply today at millercareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
Welcome back. The Liam Coen Show, presented by Fresh from Florida, continues right now.
JP Shadrick with Jeff Lageman, and don't miss your chance to score an exclusive Brian Thomas Jr. bobblehead and a ticket to see the Jaguars take on the Chargers, Colts, or Jets at Everbank Stadium. The special offer won't last, though. One bobblehead with every ticket. Get yours today at 633-2000 or email ticketing@jaguars.com. We continue on the Liam Coen Show. We'll have the head coach week 1 of the regular season. We had James Gladstone and Tony Boselli in the first half hour tonight. Let's get into the secondary now. And you said you had 2 guys that you loved on the team, and the rest of them can go pound sand.
No,
Is that what
I
you
did
said?
not say that. I just said, the more guys that you have like these 2 guys that I'm going to bring up, I think the greater chance you have of being successful. And the 2 guys I'm talking about, Parker Washington and then Brenton Strange. I don't consider these guys like rock stars, superstars in the NFL. Maybe Brenton Strange can take that next step to be one of these elite tight ends, but that's not where he's at right now. But he's a guy, just like Parker Washington, whatever you ask them to do, they do it well. And they're not elite players, but they're tough players. They're dependable players. They're always available. Give me a bunch of those guys, and you can win a lot of football games. And Parker Washington is kind of an afterthought right now, because all of the attention is on Travis Hunter, it's on De'Ami Brown, and also BTJ.
Yes.
And, well, wait a minute. Parker Washington's a good football player and also a very good return man. And I appreciate how his name is coming up and being positive because I appreciate Parker Washington. He works incredibly hard.
This conversation kind of flips over to defense as well, and they did a lot of work this offseason to rebuild the defensive back room. Safeties and corners, a lot of free agency play, draft picks. And I think you're seeing, at least early in camp, week and a half in, 2 padded practices, there are some positive signs out of some of these new faces. And the one that pops out to me almost every day is Jordan Lewis, the cornerback, 9th-year man out of Michigan, was in Dallas. The guy's everywhere, seems to get his hands on football every day.
Super competitive.
And has just, you talked about an edge, right? He's got that.
Got it.
He's got something about
that. Got it. And what I like about him, too, that edge. Okay, he competes with guys, but then plays over. He's helping the offensive guy up. He knows, hey, look, that's my teammate. And there is no doubt that whole position group has been elevated. James Gladstone did a wonderful job in free agency with addressing that position group. When I say that position group, the whole back end. It's going to be interesting to see who is going to start. There's some very clear choices right now. Tyson Campbell is going to be your right corner. Jordan Lewis is going to be your nickel guy. Who's going to be your left corner? I don't know. Could it be Travis Hunter? What you would assume so, right? But what happens if Travis is not out there? Does Jordan Lewis go back outside? Does Jarian Jones go in there at left corner? Does Monteric Brown, once he comes back, does he end up making a spot for himself?
Great question.
The safeties, you brought a guy in via free agency. You've got a guy last year who many thought was not any good anymore, and Antonio Johnson, and all he's doing is playing good ball right now in training camp.
And we got Eric. You mentioned the veteran Eric Murray, 10th-year player out of Minnesota, but good, solid, head above his shoulders, football smart, always seems to be in the right place.
Yeah, Dewey Wingard.
Same thing.
Back there, just giving you quality snaps in the past. Performances have been really solid, so that's going to be a really fun group to watch evolve.
We'll come back in a moment. Our final thoughts. We'll look ahead to the scrimmage tomorrow night on the Liam Coen Show on Jaguars Radio.
Can you imagine rising for work before the crack of dawn? Tending to hundreds of acres of land before dusk? Well, that's what happens on 47,000 Florida farms every day. Florida's farmers work hard to grow nutritious food for you and your family. And you can help support them by enjoying delicious Fresh from Florida produce. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop, or visit freshfromflorida.com to learn more.
Mr. Chubby's Wings is a whole lot more than just wings. Craving the ultimate game day experience? Look no further. Swing by Mr. Chubby's and indulge in the biggest and best wings in town, all while soaking up the lively atmosphere with fellow sports fans. With plenty of game day specials and locations on the West Side, Fleming Island, Ponte Vedra Beach, and new this season, Everbank Stadium, they're here for all your game day needs. Mr. Chubby's Wings is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Mr. Chubby's Wings, before the game, after the game, and during the game.
It's here that a tiny newborn has the heart surgery needed to save her life. It's here that a first grader learns to speak clearly and confidently. It's here that a 12-year-old athlete builds the strength to run full speed again. It's here at Wolfson Children's Hospital that answers are found, courage is shown, and odds are beaten every day. Wolfson Children's, always here. Visit wolfsonchildrens.com.
This is Jaguar Hall of Famer Tony Boselli telling you about Heritage of North Florida, Jacksonville's premier roofing and home remodeling company. With over 25 years of trusted experience, Heritage of North Florida has built a reputation for quality, reliability, and craftsmanship. Whether you need a new roof or updating your kitchen or bathroom, trust the pros at Heritage of North Florida to create the perfect place to call home. Mention Jaguars to get $1,500 off your next roof or kitchen remodel when you go to heritagenfl.com. Go Jags.
No, no, no!
What now?
The toilet! It's growling at me!
Growling? Seriously?
It's alive! The water's rising! I swear it's plotting revenge!
Relax. I'll call Duck Duck Rooter before it takes over the house.
Got a plumbing emergency? Don't wait for the drama. Call Duck Duck Rooter, your local plumbing pros and proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. DuckDuckRooter.com.
What's the best part about lawn care during the winter? You can give it a rest. Lawns only need watering up to once a week. Really, that's it. Using less water means you're saving time and money that you can put towards something else. Before you run your sprinklers, remember, give it a rest and only water up to once a week. For more information, visit waterlessflorida.com.
Welcome back. The Liam Coen Show, presented by Fresh from Florida, continues right now.
Final moments, JP Shadrick with Jeff Lageman. Scrimmage tomorrow night, Jaguars.com/training camp. Register for free admission, 4 o'clock. The free parking is open. Gates 1 and 4 will be open tomorrow at 5 o'clock. And then 7 o'clock, the actual scrimmage begins. But the hour leading in, there'll be some on-field warm-up things. And excited to see what this team has to offer tomorrow night, especially at quarterback. Let's see the Trevor Lawrence show tomorrow, right?
Well, the performance of everybody but Trevor Lawrence, and I mean, at times Trevor's just kind of been okay, and at times you're like, wow, that was he threw a deep ball today that was beautiful. But the other guys that are behind Trevor, you're just like, So I think that's going to be – and look, I know that they wanted to surround Trevor with guys that have had experience in the system.
Sure. Yeah.
Which they accomplished that. But at some point into the future, you need to also start realizing, hey, look, we need to get an upgrade there. Make that position better across the board. I'm not saying you're cutting Trevor or anything. I'm just saying elevate the players at that room and make it better and more competitive overall.
So tomorrow, scrimmage time, and we're about a week away from preseason week 1. So we are in the thick of it right now.
Well, and then Pittsburgh is when is that? What day is that?
Saturday night.
Saturday night?
Yeah,
that'll be a fun one. I wonder who. And
I know who's not playing. Aaron Rodgers will not play in that.
You don't think?
I don't think so.
Well,
I doubt it.
Well, the interesting thing from our perspective is because preseason is one of those games you don't care about the other team for the most part, right? You care about evaluating your team, the health of your team, and who's playing and who's not for your team.
Yeah.
That's going to be the interesting thing next week is who's playing, who's not. I don't care because I'm watching it either way.
Our thanks to James Gladstone, Tony Boselli, Joe Fortunato, Brent Reaver, David Cho. For Jeff Lageman, I'm JP Shadrick. This is the Liam Coen Show.